One reason I really like the Western Desert painters is the fact that as I walk through the landscape I can see the colours in their paintings. Really looking forward to getting to Yuandamur. I'm looking forward to going to the art centre there and seeing Cecilia and Gloria and all the Aboriginal artists which I know so well. Well, what really excites me about Indigenous art is the stories that the old artists, the old nomads put down on the boards and on the canvas. What's really amazing is how varied their styles were as well.
Aboriginal art is often a white person's first link to Australian Indigenous culture, and often people buy a painting and it's through that painting that it transports them into the whole world of how people live and their art and their history and their culture. I'm the manager of Walukulangu Artists, an Aboriginal corporation that's based in Yuandamur. We're a fully owned Aboriginal art centre, and so what we do is we facilitate the production of art in the community and in Nirapi, which is a nearby community 160 kilometres from Yuandamur. We provide all the artists with materials to paint. We pride ourselves on being able to put volunteers to work immediately. Even if people come for 3 days, we have people that volunteer for months at a time, but we're very adept at putting people to work, doing something useful for the art centre.
I did a research project as a master's student at ANU, and I came out with my advisor, and then I just was taken with the place and I couldn't wait to get back, so here I am.
I'm Fraser Reach. I'm an American citizen from a small town in Ohio, and I'm volunteering for the Walukulangu Aboriginal Art Centre. And I run a member of the studio sinks here. We do everything from mixing paints to restoring paintings, running the gallery, stretching canvas.
My name's Sarah. I administer paint and canvas in the mornings to the artists, and I pay them upon their completed works. The art centre is extremely important because it allows the community to engage in an economy, basically. So yeah, I'm just happy to be part of something that is producing something more positive.
We're one of the oldest art centres in the Central Desert, so soon after Papanyatula in the 80s, the art centre was incorporated, and we have over 500 artists that paint through the art centre every year.
My father will tell me this old treatment for my father, and he told me, and I can carry on that law. He told me that way.
Traditionally, Aboriginal culture was an oral tradition. They didn't have writing, so they used song, dance and body designs and ground designs to pass on information and to tell their story. And it's that tradition that is now transposed onto the modern medium of an acrylic canvas. That's what we use. People are only allowed to paint the stories that belong to them. So you're only allowed to paint the stories that relate directly to your country. So in the past, the stories have always been very traditional. What we find a lot now is that people are using contemporary ways of telling a traditional story. So they develop the iconography, or they only paint a part of a story, so that the painting can look very modern, but it's based on the traditional original story.
What will be interesting is the fact that what's going to come in the future, because all the old nomads, all the men and women that walked in out of the desert and put their jukala down onto a board, most of them are gone. And So their stories are gone, and what we're seeing now is the young artists are coming through. They're the ones, I think, that hopefully will keep the movement going into the future.
What makes the tragedy worse of this, endemic renal failure amongst the local Indigenous people is that this isn't a disease that only affects older people. It's affecting the next generation, and some, people as young in their 20s are dying from renal failure. So I think that the course that Ken has chosen is very worthwhile. I think that it's going to be a very grueling walk. I just cannot imagine it. It's a huge distance that he has to cover in very harsh conditions. I think it's quite symbolic because traditionally Aboriginal people did walk across the country, and that's how they got to know the country intimately. I know that Ken feels a very strong connection to this part of the world. It's really through walking that you connect with that place in a way similar to how Indigenous people traditionally had such a strong and continue to have a strong connection with their country.